wrap up here of the DR action. I've pretty well done most all that I wanted to really do. With it at this point. I do want to do more. Let's see if I can block out that sun. No. Do want to do more, but involves cutting out all this sort of scrubby stuff that it can't quite mow down. Barrels are there for obstacle course for the better half's horse, which is part of the reason why I'm doing all this mowing and whatnot, because if there's one thing I learned, it's you gotta keep her happy. Anyway, as was evident by the multiple stallings out that it did on this little tree right here. Granted, it's not some thin sapling, it was kind of a bushy deal like this guy. But I'd say that the mower isn't quite as capable of taking down big trees as DR would lead you to believe during their promotional videos. Well, that said, that this is the smaller of the two mowers as far as powertrain, because you can get the same mower essentially with a 20 horse V-twin versus a 16 horse single cylinder. Anyway, I'm perfectly happy with how it's doing. Just here again, know its limitations and work with them. I did just do this back little section area here. Now this is all mowed, all of this at the second to lowest cutting setting. This area I did at the highest setting just because it's full of lumps and hummocks and super swampy. So I did pretty well. Didn't get everything, but I wasn't going for perfection back here. So I guess to wrap this video up, and probably the DR videos for the time being, unless a whole bunch of you guys really want to see more action of this thing. Obviously you can't buy one brand new, but maybe if DR still does have a factory left over in the warehouse, or if you find one on Craigslist and you're looking for something to do this kind of work with that kind of a machine pulling it, or side by side or something of that nature. Certainly a riding mower. No, I wouldn't try doing something like this with a garden tractor. It'd be way too much for it, especially I don't think the hydrostatic drive would really appreciate it either, because this thing's quite hefty. But if you see one, I would pick it up, because this thing seems, I mean, it doesn't do trees as well as the promotional video proclaims, but apart from that, mowing grass and whatnot, this thing is pretty damn slick. Yeah, I've had to do it a couple times over in some places just because it was super thick, especially this that tall grass over there, just because it's really tall grass. But otherwise, it's proven to be pretty damn useful. And certainly, if I mow this every year and get rid of all of that pricker bush crap and whatnot, and keep this as a field and let it get grown over, and then do jobs for other people as well, it should prove to be worth its weight in, well, maybe not gold, but hey, copper? I don't know. So up to whopping 2.5 hours in the hour meter, still have not run out of fuel. So I'm gonna say that you're looking at probably 3.5 hours or so of run time, 3 hours easily of run time on a single tank, which I was a little bit apprehensive initially and thinking I might need to get the bigger tank right off, but if I only have to fill up every 3 hours, that's fine. No problem to me. This guy doesn't really appreciate running it too terribly much. It does, you can feel there's a lot of ambient heat coming off of it, just because it's a lot of low speed under load. You don't really have any air going to the radiator, and it's always under load at, I don't know, about 3 to 4 miles an hour according to the speedo on the machine there. So it's a little bit hard for it, especially with that primary belt drive trains that this and most new four-wheelers, it seems, have. I think Honda's kind of the only one that really has a real transmission, but I'm not an expert on four-wheelers, so I know if someone will correct me if I'm wrong there in that regard. But otherwise, it seems to be doing it just fine. And this seems to be mowing just fine. So like I said, if you're looking for something to mow grass with, and you spot one of these, snag it. Anyway, yeah, if you want to see more DR videos, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably be switching gears and going back to truck stuff. Either way, thanks for watching.